Age of Resistance Rey issue 1 sees Chewbacca get a moment alone with Leia, who says she needs to stop crying on him since his fur is getting wet and he will begin to smell. She tells him to go prep the Falcon as Rey needs her, and soon she meets with Rey, who knows Leia needed to speak with her before she left to find Luke. The women sit and Leia wants to know what happened between Han and Ben. Rey thought she knew, and while Leia says that she felt what happened, she wants to know from the young woman's perspective what happened. Rey tells her that Han walked out onto the railless platform to confront his son, and it's there he was stabbed. But Han didn't try and fight it. He didn't call out or anything, he just reached out for his son before he fell. Heading out into the hangar, Rey says that Han should have run, but Leia knows that it was always Han's first instinct to run, but he never ran far and always came back since he always knew there was a time to run and a time to make a stand. Rey wonders how Leia does this when things are so hopeless and what stops her from running. Leia tells her to feel that instinct to run when it comes and use it to spur you on to the next moment. Leia smiles, saying it's easier to stand and fight when you know you can outshoot almost anything in your way. Rey asks how one can do that alone, and Leia says that she isn't alone, and neither is Rey, not anymore, since she's part of something bigger than whomever she thought she was before. Leaving Leia, Rey boards the Falcon, taking off as Poe wonders if she will find Luke, and Leia believes that she will, and if she doesn't, there is another. The Falcon kicks into hyperdrive, but suddenly it's hit by an energy wave and a fire breaks out as the systems of the ship overload, sending sparks all over Chewbacca. As Rey says, when she tore out the compressor, she actually tore a part of the ship out, and it wasn't a permanent solution, and they never fixed it. Chewie suddenly bursts into flame, and panicking, Rey has R2 put him out. With the fires and the Wookiees out, Rey begins fixing the ship, but they need more parts if they want to go to light speed. R2 says that the nearest port is the Necropolis, and as they head to the world, they are hailed by someone there, telling them that they are after some small parts to fix their ship. The voice says that they need a scavenging license to do so, so landing at the Necropolis, they meet with the spider-like being Aranea, who oversees the Necropolis and tells Rey that she needs to give him 500 credits for the license. No other option, Rey prepares to head out scavenging, but Ara says that Rey's crew need to stay at the port since there are still some functioning ships in the boneyard and they can't have her leaving in something better than what she arrived in. Rey soon gets to work, heading down into what she calls a feast and soon finds what she needs. She begins to wonder what all the ships are there for, since even the New Republic would think the wrecks are too valuable to keep just lying around on a dead world. She suddenly ignites her lightsaber as a giant worm rears up to attack her. She knows this is a time to run as she escapes the worm, going deeper into the wrecks to get away from its maw. She soon finds what she's looking for as she uses a half-drunk fire spray ship to blast her way out of the wreckage, blowing up the worm in the process. She returns to the port, knowing Ara set up the Necropolis as a trap, and he is the one who lured them there with the energy surge that overloaded the ship. She says that he's been luring ships there and taking their money and sending the crews to their deaths in the boneyard. She turns to Ara's workers, learning that they don't willingly work for him and are prisoners enslaved to him. The spider being rears up, but Rey lights her lightsaber, saying that he will surrender himself and free the people he's enslaved and agree to be jailed for his crimes. When that doesn't work on him, Rey uses the Jedi mind trick on the being, getting him to agree to her demands. With the parts she needed, they hop back into the Falcon and they get the parts installed, and hoping they hold up, they blast off, making it to Ahch-To, where upon leaving the Falcon, Rey ventures onto the island looking for Luke Skywalker, knowing she isn't alone anymore and she has the hope of the galaxy with her. Age of Resistance Rey issue 1 was a cool story of a little adventure she went on before she went to get Luke. It was great to see Rey's narration about how she was always alone on Jakku and never had like people to be with, but she has something now to hold on to with the Resistance and becoming a Jedi, and I thought that was pretty cool. It was a neat little bit of character development for her. I was upset the Necropolis they went to wasn't the one from the Legends canon, which was a planet which is basically one big graveyard and it had zombies on it and everything. When I saw that, I got really excited for a moment, but it was really cool. It gave us a cool moment to see Rey back in her element, scavenging for parts and everything. I do, however, wish we got a little bit more time in that scrapyard since it was over pretty quickly, and that's the part where you can have some pretty cool things and reference some pretty cool things like they did with their reference like Slave 1 with the fire spray gunship and stuff like that, but it's kind of over a bit too quickly for my tastes. I'm going to give this issue a 7.5 out of 10.